Feels like I'm being punked. Am I being punked? Is there like a secret camera around here somewhere? I don't know. Anyways, welcome to another video. I didn't think I was gonna have to do this video, but here I am again. Welcome all subscribers, non-subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. Now, what are you waiting for? Hit that bell, hit that like button. Of course, drop me a comment if you feel like it, and do share the video. So, this situation of Brittney Griner has taken a turn. And of course, once the story came out, I had to look into who this guy was. Come to find out, this guy's like the worst possible person to trade for Brittney Griner. I mean, you're talking about trading primetime Jordan for fat, overweight Charles Barkley. Ugh, yuck. Take that, Barkley. Anyways, that's a bad deal. That's not a deal that I'm looking to take. So I'm going to show you who this guy is that they traded for her, and you tell me, is that even reasonable? Is it even feasible to have thought that, oh yeah, we'll give up this guy for a WNBA basketball player? Not for, some high level intelligence officer that was captured or, military personnel, whatever. For basketball player. Now I know, of course, obviously she's so-called black, whatever. Whoever the handler was that allowed her to get that gig over there and didn't tell her, listen, if you get caught with this, you'll get busted. You know, do the crime, you gotta do the time. Was the punishment harsh? Yes, but a trade for this guy? Come on now. It's a bad
Assignment
deal.
for 60 Minutes.
Rarely does the U.S. government want anyone more than it wanted this man. His name is Viktor Bout, and he's known as the Merchant of Death. U.S. government officials say Bout became the world's most notorious arms dealer by fueling civil wars around the world. Courted by drug lords and dictators, the U.S. saw him as a threat because of his ability to arm terrorists targeting the United States. A former Russian military officer, Bout has been protected by powerful friends and long considered untouchable by law enforcement. But 3 years ago, the DEA devised a bold undercover operation to capture him.
That guy. That guy for Brittney Griner? Where are you people priorities at, man? I don't get it.
The story will continue in a moment.
Viktor Bout, in my eyes, is one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
On the face of the earth.
Without a doubt.
Mike Braun, the former chief of operations for the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, told us Bout first exploded on the scene.
I want you to realize that this is an old interview. Before we even go any further, this is from 12 years ago. This is not new. This is what, 2010? At that time, the most dangerous man on the face of the earth before he got captured.
Seen in war-torn West Africa in the late 1980s. Elevating bloody conflicts from machetes and single-shot rifles to
AK-47s, not by the thousands, but by the tens of thousands.
So he weaponizes civil war in Africa.
He transformed these young adolescent warriors into insidious, mindless, maniacally driven killing machines that operated with assembly line efficiencies.
Now 43, Bout from the Soviet Republic of Tajikistan is a mystery man who reportedly served in the Soviet Air Force and intelligence service. The U.S. has indicted him on 4 terror-related charges, including conspiracy to kill Americans.
So what do you think is going to happen when this guy goes back home? Just, humor me. What do you think he's going to do after spending all this time in prison? He was captured. He's going to what? Settle down and, white picket fence, probably a couple goats in the backyard.
What makes him a threat to the United States?
He's a shadow facilitator. He's arming not only designated terrorist groups, insurgent groups, but he's also arming very powerful drug trafficking cartels around the globe.
Taking advantage of Russian military contacts at the highest levels in the collapse of the Soviet Union, federal prosecutors allege Bout essentially became a one-stop shop, offering an unlimited supply of stockpiled Cold War weapons to bad guys around the world, including Charles Taylor of Liberia, who's now on trial for war crimes.
As you should.
According to the U.S. indictment, Bout had a unique selling point when it came to weapons trafficking. A fleet of cargo airplanes capable of transporting weapons and military equipment anytime, anywhere. More than 60 planes in all. His own private air force.
Those
60 cargo planes. 60 cargo planes to transport weapons. You know what kind of operation we're talking about here? The massive scale, the number of people that must be involved, the high level of contacts this guy must have, the kind of money passing through his hands. Because, people have to be bought out. People have, your palms got to get greased. So you capture this guy, you have him in prison all this time, and now you're releasing him for a basketball player.
Russian aircraft were built like flying dump trucks. He could move this stuff and drop it with pinpoint accuracy to any desert, to any jungle, to any other remote place in the world, right into the hands of what I refer to as the potpourri of global scum.
By the late 1990s, Bout was a legend in the shadowy world of illicit arms dealing. So elusive that the only two pictures that surfaced of him back then were taken without Bout's knowledge by a Belgian photographer. Later, Bout became the inspiration behind the Nicolas Cage character in the movie Lord of War.
I was an equal opportunity merchant of death. I supplied every army but the Salvation Army.
U.S. Treasury documents...
Again, that guy. Did you see Lord of War? It was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, I like Cage. I like his work. Messed up his money, but, that was a good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So that guy operating on that scale is who was traded for Brittney Griner. Now, of course, I don't blame Russia. Obviously, you got a good deal. If I was in position to make that deal, I wouldn't have made it. I don't think so. Like I said, that's prime Jordan being traded for overweight, barely can move Barkley. Jordan being Viktor Bout, Barkley being, Griner. That's a bad deal. But I guess it's done. People like myself have no say about it. You, the viewer, you have no say. So this guy, war criminal, bad guy of bad guys, worst guy on the face of the earth, he's now out there. These are crazy times that we live in. Be sure about it.